Once upon a time, in a vast jungle, there lived a wise old tortoise. He had seen many things in his long life, and he had learned much from the surrounding creatures. He knew that the jungle was full of different animals with different beliefs, opinions, and perspectives. He had seen the same argument play out time and time again. Two creatures, locked in a disagreement, unable to see each other's perspective. One day, as the tortoise was making his way through the jungle, he overheard a heated argument between a donkey and a tiger. The donkey was insisting that the grass was blue, while the tiger was convinced that it was green. The tortoise knew that the truth lay somewhere in between, but he also knew that the two creatures would never be able to see it that way. He watched as they approached the lion, the king of the jungle, hoping that he would settle their argument once and for all. The tortoise knew that the lion was a wise and just ruler, and he hoped that he could bring some sense to the situation. As the donkey and the tiger presented their cases to the lion, the tortoise listened intently. He could see the frustration and anger in both creatures, and he knew that this argument was about more than just the color of the grass. It was about pride and ego, about being right at any cost. When the lion declared that the grass was blue, the donkey was overjoyed. He had won the argument, and he was eager to rub it in the tiger's face. But the tortoise could see the pain in the tiger's eyes, and he knew that this punishment was unjust. As the donkey pranced away, repeating his victory over and over, the tortoise approached the tiger. "My friend," he said, "I know that the grass is not blue, but I also know that it doesn't matter." The tiger looked at the tortoise, confused. "What do you mean?" he asked. The tortoise replied, "The color of the grass is not what is important. What is significant is that you have been punished for speaking the truth. The donkey may have won this argument, but he has lost something much more significant. He has lost his integrity. You, my friend, have not. You have stood up for what you believe in, even in the face of punishment. And that is something to be proud of." The tiger looked at the tortoise, and he saw the wisdom in his words. He knew that he had not been punished for speaking the truth, but for engaging in an argument that was pointless and unproductive. He knew that the donkey had been blinded by his ego, and that he had lost sight of what was truly essential. From that day on, the tiger and the tortoise became close friends. They would often sit by the river and discuss the things they had seen and learned in their long lives. And whenever they saw the donkey, prancing through the jungle and boasting about his victory, they would simply smile and nod, knowing that he would never understand the true meaning of their friendship. The tortoise continued to live his long life in the jungle, always observing and learning from the creatures around him. He knew that the jungle was a place of great diversity, and that each creature had something valuable to offer. He also knew that there would always be disagreements and arguments, but that it was important to rise above them and focus on what was truly important. As he lay in his shell, watching the sun set over the jungle, the tortoise knew that he had lived a good life. He had seen much and learned much, and he had made many friends along the way. And as he drifted off to sleep, he knew that there were still many more lessons to learn and many more adventures to be had. One day, as he was wandering through the jungle, he came across a young monkey who was perched on a branch, looking down at the ground below. "What are you doing up there, young one?" the tortoise asked. "I'm trying to see if I can jump all the way down to the ground," the monkey replied. The tortoise smiled. "Why would you want to do that?" "Because I want to prove that I'm brave and strong," the monkey said. The tortoise shook his head. "Jumping from a tree won't make you brave or strong. It will only make you foolish. True bravery and strength come from facing your fears and overcoming them, not from taking unnecessary risks." The monkey looked at the tortoise, and he saw the truth in his words. He knew that he had been seeking validation from others, and that he had been putting himself in danger for no reason. "Thank you, wise one," the monkey said. "I will remember your words." As the tortoise continued on his journey through the jungle, he met many other creatures who were struggling with their problems. He met a proud elephant who was afraid to admit that he needed help, a shy deer who was afraid to speak up for herself, and a boastful parrot who was always seeking attention. To each of them, the tortoise offered his wisdom and guidance. He taught them that true strength comes from vulnerability, that true courage comes from facing your fears, and that true happiness comes from being true to yourself. And as he helped these creatures, the tortoise learned something valuable himself. He learned that he was not just a wise old tortoise, but a friend and mentor to many. He learned that his life had meaning and purpose, and that he had the power to make a difference in the lives of those around him. And so, the tortoise continued his journey through the jungle, always learning, always growing, and always sharing his wisdom with those who needed it. And though he knew that his time on this earth was limited, he also knew that he had left a lasting impact on the world around him. For in the end, it is not the length of our lives that matters, but the depth of our experiences and the impact we have on others. And the wise old tortoise had lived a life that was both long and deep, full of wisdom, courage, and love. The moral of the story is that true wisdom comes from a lifetime of experience, learning, and reflection. The wise old tortoise in this story represents the power of knowledge and the importance of sharing that knowledge with others. Through his encounters with various creatures in the jungle, the tortoise teaches us the importance of being true to ourselves, facing our fears, and being vulnerable. He shows us that true strength comes from within, and that we can make a difference in the world by sharing our wisdom and helping others. Ultimately, the story reminds us that life is a journey, and that the lessons we learn along the way are what make us wise and resilient. The end. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos like this from this channel. We love you.